mental fitness is an important way of shifting our mind just slightly to think, oh, I want to get more mentally fit so that I can live an optimal life. And the main reason I do it is to have healthy relationships with the people you love, the people that you're involved with over the years in your life. I know a lot of people don't really kind of connect to the term mental health. And that term mental health can sometimes make people feel offended. I know sometimes even derogatory comments like you're mental, things like that, might have led people to think this is not a good concept. So I like to think of it as mental fitness or mind fitness. And it's more than the mind, because mind, body, and spirit are very interconnected. So think about mental fitness. It might be something where we kind of train our mind to focus on the fitness, focus on what it is we want, as opposed to what it is we're trying to get away from. That concept is a very important concept to mental fitness. Many of us will focus on, I feel awful, I have mental illness, I have anxiety, I have depression. Well, the difficulty with that is it starts to take over sometimes to define you. And it's not who you are, it's not who we are. It doesn't define us. You might be struggling with anxiety, you might be struggling with depression. However, that's not who you are. I think you're created and designed to have optimal functioning and to find and discover optimal health and wellness. So mental fitness strategies involve a training of the mind, a training of the body, as well as an acceptance of our connection on the planet, our spiritual connection to one another. So think about mental fitness as in the mind's eye, or the mind's way of thinking, is thoughts in your head are not facts. Thoughts in your head are not your thoughts. A lot of people go, what do you mean they're not my thoughts? Well, think of it like from the time we're born. We're just born. How many thoughts do we actually have? How much data is actually on our super hard drive? Not very much. Think of it that way. Then lights and sounds and smells all start to go on here, and people talking, and then we experience cold, we touch things. That's all being stored on our hard drive. And then there are books and movies and music, the internet, parents, teachers, friends, pets, all loading data onto our hard drive. Why is it we grow up thinking all the thoughts in our head are our own? I asked one girl that back in November 2005, and she just looked at me kind of angrily, looked at her mom, looked at me, looked at her mom, looked back at me and said, "'Cause it's in my head." And I think she's right. I said to her, I think you're right. Just because it's in our head, we start to think these are our thoughts. And then, of course, teachers and parents and other people say, your thoughts. What were you thinking? What are your thoughts? So we develop the idea these are our thoughts. So let's remember, one great strategy for mental fitness: thoughts aren't facts. Thoughts are not the problem. Collection of thoughts on our brain is tough for us to manage, so we organize them, and sometimes we don't organize them very well. So they get muddled around, and they can contribute to racing thoughts. If you think about the mind that way, most of what goes on here is very helpful. Helps us do life, tying your shoes, eating, hygiene, etc. Playing, learning different games. Very, very healthy. Think about a small percentage of negative that gets on there, though. Right? It's not just positive that gets on there. That negative, derogatory, hurtful remarks. Think about that like a virus on a computer. It pops up. Sometimes it triggers the body and gets you mad and gets you angry. Just a thought about yourself, a thought about another person, really can change the physiology, but also start to lead to sadness, depression, nervousness. Very important, learning how to train our mind, and that's something we're all doing for life. So if it's something where you're struggling with mental health, struggling to achieve optimal mental fitness, and it's starting to affect your life, your body, your work, your school, etc., even your relationships getting in the way, consider reaching out to a coach. A lot of people reach out to counselors. It actually shows a sign of strength when you and I are open to receiving help and open to getting help. What's that negative voice? I call it a negative voice, that data back there. Oh, don't go get help. Don't go get help. It means you're weak. It's too scary. So think of the mind a little bit differently. Whole bunch of thoughts, not facts. Definitely not ours. And when we're struggling with thoughts, we can actually move those files around. Just like you move files around on a computer, you can move the files around so that your feeling, your emotional state becomes more balanced. And of course, then our behavior does become more balanced as well.